Shelby from WDW Lovin' Mama, and this video is part 1 to the Haunted Mansion subscription box number 2 review. So I'm going to link down below the first Haunted Mansion box subscription, box number 1, in case you missed it, and the opening of this box number 2. I'm also going to have a coordinating post on my blog, which is on my website, which is www.wdwlovinmama.com, wdwlovinmama.com. So today I'm going to experience the first 3 parts of the subscription box, which are the Grimm Gazette, the music box, and the scope. So the first thing I'm going to do is the Ghost Relations Department letter, and the ghosts have once again hidden their own message in the letter, and if you dampen it with water, it will reveal the message. Come on, before it dries. Okay, it says, "You are indeed a talented individual. Even Madame Leota declares, oh no, it. And this discovery of your powers couldn't come too soon. To understand what will restore our ability to travel, we need measurements from the land of the living. In this box, you'll find tools to make these observations. Perhaps a reflection on your tea leaves will help guide you." So the teacup to the Grimm Gazette. "You already have a sheet devoured by moths. Tear it to strips to make the piano sing." Oh, cool. "Observe the movements of the dancers as this spins." The phanakistoscope. I know I'm mispronouncing that. "Note the steps and match the moth-eaten strips." Okay. "Doors. Those pesky things always moving about. The best and most recent we have. To further your studies of your travel troubles, the crows are nesting in the eaves, a sure omen of your discoveries to come." Okie dokie. So I'm going to do the Grimm Gazette, the music box, and the phanakistoscope. And then I'll do the other 3 in the next video. So just like in the first box, on the back of the Grimm Gazette, it is from our sponsor, today's Tea Leaves. So I have my teacup from the first box that I will then place in the circle. So this one's a little harder to see. The reflection in the tea leaves say, "Seek forgotten room." So next I'm going to open up the Phantom Radio app that I downloaded last time, and press this button to scan the paper.
Well, now I've seen everything.
How about that?
Oh, it's a new day, fellas. Don't you forget it. Madame Leota's not just tolerating the living. She's invited them to help out.
Yeah, but you think they're up to the job?
The committee does. The Ghost Relations Department does. Who are we to say no? Rack 'em up.
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in them boxes. You really think mortals are going to figure out how to use it all to take the measurements that Victor and Madame Leota need?
I really think they'd better, or we're all doomed. Okay, here we go.
Ooh, good break. Foolish mortals. Maybe they're not that foolish, huh?
I hear some of those tools in them boxes let the mortals listen in on us, right here in the mansion.
Oh, yeah. They can hear us. They're probably listening to us right now.
Well, I'll be. Hello out there? Well, how are you? Well, that's good. Me? Oh, well, I'll tell you, I'm just dead. Tired. There's just so much going on here. The boys and I, we're shooting some pool as it is.
You know they're not going to answer.
And they're solids. We're pretty much running the table.
Okay, so I have the music box next. So I'm going to, first I'm going to scan it with the Phantom radio. Let's see. Oh, push the button. Okay, nothing. Let's see here. Oh, on the back, Haunted Mansion logo, I'll call it, and 3 symbols. So there is a spot. If you're having trouble scanning, you hit this, and it's the moon, crosshairs, and this symbol, and submit.
Hello. This music box is very important. It is the way you will send us the measurements of spectral energy that you discover. But before this, you must make the measurements. And so, first, you must assemble the phenakistoscope, or as we like to call it, der scope. Is there a big round disc you can scan?
Okay. So, I will get the scope. There, and scan that.
Good, you've constructed your scope. Now, you're ready to take some measurements of the ebb and flow of ghostly energies. First, find a mirror. Now, stand before it and hold the scope in front of you. Position the scope so that it's between you and the mirror. Have the dancer side facing the mirror and the 13-hour clock facing you. Look through the slits and give it a spin. Do you see the dancers dancing? Good. Now you're ready to measure. Scan the other side, and I'll tell you what you're looking for.
I attempted to film so you could see the dancers move, but it was a mess. It didn't work at all because the slits are so narrow. But it's like the old animation where they just, they draw them where they slowly move in each cell, and the dancers danced. So I'm going to scan the other side.
Dance! Dance! But how do the dancers turn? How does the tune go? Give the scope a spin. When it stops, look at the markings on the clock face. These are dance steps. Which set of steps is at the top? Now, look at the blood mirror and broom ad, the one we sent to you in the first box. Moths are masters of the dance. It's their birth and death and all the moments in between. Carefully tear out the moth-eaten strip that corresponds to your scope. Got it? Look for the dance steps on the end of each strip. Find the ones that your dancers were dancing. Now, scan the music box when you're ready to play us the tune that the dancers danced.
So in the first box, I received this advertisement for blood mirror and brooms. And trying to figure out what to do with it. For the last box, I noticed that there were perforated strips within the advertisement, so I had ripped the strips, which you need for this time. So they're already done. So I don't think we need that one, but these ones they're the moth-eaten parts. They have little tiny holes in them. Okay, so on the top, there are these little markings right here, and they're all different. And then there's some here too. So I'm going to go line up the dancer steps with these marks. Spun the wheel, and it landed on these dance steps, which I believe are which I believe are these markings. Doesn't work, so I have to enter in the code.
So, now you have the measurements from the scope. If you have the measurements, then play them now with the dance steps you are to be seeing face up on the end of the strip. Put the dance steps in first and crank it through. Go on! We are listening! Again for another set of dance steps. When you have the matching music strip, play it for us.
Okay,
Go ahead. We are listening.
That one didn't work. Let me try another one. Okay, through trial and error and trying to figure out, I determined that the first one was this strip. Still not sure why. But then when I spun the scope on this pattern up top, which matched to this strip, which I then played also, and that worked. And then it said, if you look in the dark, you can kind of see it here. It's hard right now because it is daylight out. That's not going to work. Is it going to work? A little bit, maybe, if it focused. You can kind of see it sticking up. So then I'm going to try this pattern next, which is on the other strip.
Certain what it means. Perhaps Madame Leota will have the right idea. Yoo-hoo! Madame Leota! We have the most interesting readings for you to hear.
Well done. That music. It reminds me of something. Something I'd half forgotten.
Ah, I was thinking the same thing.
There is a corridor of doors in the mansion, and I have been known to pace up and down that hallway to clear my head. You should have a drawing of that same corridor. Scan it for me.
Okay, so that was part 1 of the Haunted Mansion subscription box number 2. You see me looking down, I'm just looking at my notes that I made for the review. I loved the fact that they had another Grim Gazette included with great little articles that are interesting and have nothing to do with the box. They're just a little extra bit of magic. Like there's once again the advice column and an interview with Madame Leota and little ads all over the place. Little tiny ads all over the place. It's just a great little addition to everything. And I love the fact, too, that you had to use the teacup again from the first box in the second box. That was really cool. Next up was the music box, which is just, I mean, it's so stinking cute. It's adorable. It's made out of wood. It's actually, you can, you know, obviously you saw it. You feed the moth-eaten strips through, and it actually plays, and it's really cute. I mean, I just love it. It's going to be a decoration now in my house. It's so stinking cute. But I will say the bad part about it was the strips were a little confusing. That goes to the scope. The slits were really, I know they have to be narrow to be able to see it through to the mirror to see the people dancing. That was fine. But the steps on the back, it was a little confusing for me. It was just a little confusing for me which steps meant which markings at the top of the strips. So it was a little hard to figure out which strips you're supposed to feed through to the music box to give the ghosts the measurements of the mansion. So that was a little confusing, but, you know, figured it out. Okay, because there's only so many strips anyway, so there you go. And it's still really exciting and brings a little bit of Disney magic home, and it was, the first half was really fun. I liked it a lot, and I'm looking forward to doing the second half. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.